Welcome back, Flare community. Today we're going to talk about STP-02, give you a quick rundown of what it is, and show you exactly how to participate in this proposal. So here we go, we're going to jump straight in. This is a tweet from Flare, and it's talking about the Songbird test proposal to STP-02. And the aim is to help increase the decentralization of the Flare time series Oracle, the FTSO, by introducing a secondary reward band. As mentioned before, if you wrapped your SGB before Saturday the 4th, you should be eligible to vote in this proposal. We're going to walk through the process in just a minute. It's very simple. You can do this on the portal.flare.network website, which I will link in the description. But first, we're going to have a look at the proposal itself. Now, I did cover this proposal in detail in a previous video, which I will link above, but the basic premise is adding a secondary reward band. If you want to get information on the proposal, I'd highly recommend reading the proposal. So currently, here's how things work with the FTSO system. Basically, you have the bottom 25% and the top 25% of all of the data submissions discarded, and these are the accepted values, which represent the middle 50%. From there, a median price is calculated, and that is the output of the Flare time series Oracle. If a signal provider submits a price which is close to this median price, they then get rewarded. But the issue actually comes from how concentrated this reward band actually is. The introduction of a second, more broader and wide-ranging reward band will be beneficial for those who are providing prices which are not exactly as accurate as the FTSO output, and this is a very highly competitive process. If we scroll down here, we can actually get an idea of just how competitive this is. Now, let's take XRP for example. If you want to be in the reward band for this particular asset, you need to submit prices within 0.0055% of the output of the FTSO. That is extremely accurate. In fact, it's almost unnecessarily accurate. Now, if we compare that with the results of the proposal, the secondary reward band will expand that range by almost a factor of 3, meaning that you will only have to be within 0.015% of the actual FTSO output. And this is going to be much more inclusive and encapsulate rewards for almost double the amount of signal providers. Now, I really think that Wrapped over here on Twitter does a great job of visualizing this. The second reward band will actually only create 30% of the rewards, as we can see down here. The majority of rewards will still come within the first primary reward band, which represents 70% of the rewards. So FTSO signal providers are still incentivized to be as accurate as possible. But with the introduction of this second reward band, it's actually going to decentralize the FTSO system much further. Here we are on the FTSO monitor, and we can see that looking at the reward rate, there are many at the top, and the first proposal actually did really well in reducing this concentration, but as you can see, as we go further down, some of these signal providers are not really getting many rewards at all. I mean, if we go right to the bottom here, you can see a number of them, barely making ends meet in terms of their infrastructure costs. Now, this does not mean that all of the signal providers will be rewarded. It just means that a bigger portion of the signal providers will be rewarded. I mean, I think it's great that we want to create a more inclusive system, and this proposal is certainly one way of doing that. We want to encourage signal providers to participate and not kick out those who are providing prices that are accurate, but just not accurate enough. And here is a perfect example. The accuracy of the FTSO is very important, but this, in its current state, is extremely excessive. There is a trade-off to be had with this proposal. The idea is to lower the accuracy of the FTSO output in exchange for a more inclusive system by rewarding a wider range of signal providers. Now, please don't get it twisted. The FTSO output is one of the most impressive oracles in the space. The output is extremely accurate, and as I said, it could be seen as somewhat excessive. In the example below here, we can see that in order to be rewarded, a signal provider must submit a price for Ethereum in this example within the price range of just a couple of cents. So with that out of the way, let's jump into the process of actually participating in this proposal. It's very simple. The first thing that you want to do is go over to portal.fleur.network/voting. Again, I will leave a link in the description. You want to make sure that you're connected to the Songbird network. Obviously, we have the Fleur improvement proposals too, so if you are connected to the Fleur network, you won't actually be able to see this proposal. So after clicking the proposal, you should see all of the information when the voting ends, which is actually the 16th, so there still is time. And we're going to have a look over here at the conditions to reject or approve the proposal. And this actually may be something worth mentioning, and something that I'm not particularly fond of, if I'm honest. We can see that one of the threshold conditions is that at least 75% of all possible votes are cast. Currently, there are only 2.54 of that 75% that have actually proposed, but the majority of them, that's almost 88%, are in favor. So one of the things that I'm not really sure about this is that we do have historical data about the participation rate, and actually if we go over here to this tweet, we can see on the right-hand side that only 17% of people actually voted. And this could be a combination of a number of different reasons. It's likely the majority of this FLR that was supposed to be used for voting is actually currently held by exchanges. But if we jump back to the proposal, I think that the 75% threshold is actually quite high, and it looks like this proposal is going to be passed either way. One thing that I would say is that the Fleur Foundation proposals are obviously with the best interests at heart for the network. It should be hard to reject these proposals, but I think this is a bit too far out of the possibility. But regardless, it doesn't matter because, as we can see, the majority of people are in favor of this proposal. I'm personally going to vote for this proposal, but you can obviously make your own decision after actually reading the proposal. All you've got to do is click on your option, click on confirm, and wait for the network confirmation, give it a few seconds, and there we go, my vote has been submitted. So that's it, very simple, very easy process, just a couple of clicks. And yeah, I really do hope that you can participate and get your voice heard. Whether you're for the proposal or against it, doesn't really matter, as long as you get your submissions in. So that's pretty much the video. One thing that I would like to highlight before I leave is this tweet here. The Fleur Community Lucky Claw NFT collection is going live today, and you can see the times here on the screen. It's 5 PM GMT, 12 PM or midday EST, or 11 AM CST. I'm going to leave a link for this thread in the description of this video. It's going to be very interesting to see how this evolves because it is a long-term project, and I think it could potentially bring a lot of value to Lucky holders. So that's pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you're yet to do so. And until next time, I'm out.
Mission Control, we have liftoff.